I'm very proud to introduce our Senator Bernie Sanders.
Well, thank you, Jen. And let me thank all of those people who helped organize this event today. It is enormously important that we remember, never forget what Labor Day is about. And it is equally important that we keep up the fight to organize millions and millions of workers who want to join unions who today are not able to do so, that we bring working people together to fight to create the kind of nation that all of us know that we can become. There is clearly something wrong, and I know that all of you agree with me, that in our great country we remain the only nation in the industrialized world that does not guarantee health care to all of its people as a right. And that is clearly a struggle that we have got to maintain so that the day comes, sooner than later, when all of our people will know when they get sick, they go to the doctor and they don't worry about the cost associated with that. When they end up in a hospital, they don't have to be the one of 1 million Americans this year who will go bankrupt because of medically related bills. We can do better than that. We've got to do better than that. We also have to understand that there is something fundamentally wrong in our economy today. When millions of American workers are working longer hours for lower wages than they used to, despite the huge increases we've seen in worker productivity. That's wrong. There is something wrong when we have a trade policy which has encouraged corporate America to throw American workers out on the street as they move to China and other third world countries where people are paid pennies an hour. We need to demand that corporate America start reinvesting in the United States of America. And there is something fundamentally wrong when a handful of people on Wall Street, people who are making obscene compensation packages, playing with gambling away money in casino-like activities, developing esoteric financial packages that nobody understands, and in the process creating a situation which leads to the worst recession in 70 years. Those people do not deserve to be compensated with $100 million packages. They need to be fired, they need to be investigated, and where they have acted illegally, they need to be thrown in jail. We need a Wall Street that invests in the productive economy. We have small businesses desperately in need of capital. We have large companies desperately in need of capital. And you got Wall Street investing in esoteric financial packages that nobody understands, that does nothing for our economy except make a handful of people even richer than they are today. We need to move aggressively in understanding that as we combat global warming and as we move to energy efficiency, as we move to public transportation, as we move aggressively to such sustainable energies as wind, solar, geothermal, biomass, and others, that not only can we cut back on greenhouse gas emissions, we can create millions of good-paying jobs. So what we have got to do is rally around a progressive agenda which speaks to the immorality of 1% of the population owning more wealth than the bottom 90%, top 1% earning every year more than the bottom 50%. We do not need to have the most unequal distribution of wealth and income of any other country on earth. We can do better than that. So what the political struggle is about The political, some of you have seen on TV, you've seen some angry people, and they're going to congressional town meetings, and they're ranting and they're raving. They're very angry. Well, they should be angry. They should be angry because the middle class of this country is in serious decline. Poverty is increasing. More and more people are losing their jobs. People have a right to be angry, but we need to know what we are angry about. And what we need to know is when we talk about government health care, we need to know that the Veterans Administration is government health care. And most of the veterans I know are very proud of that. We need to know that Medicare is government health care. Most of the seniors I know are pretty proud of that. We need to know that the millions of people in the military get their health care from government health care. It's a pretty good system. And maybe most importantly, we need to know that the people in Congress get their health care from a clinic right in the Capitol, which is run by the United States Navy. Pretty good health care. So before we go around criticizing government health care, let's understand that tens of millions of people are getting high-quality health care, in fact, in one form or another, from the United States government. So what our agenda right now is to bring working families together, to develop a progressive agenda, to understand that we've got to stop the sellout of America, which is taking place on the part of the wealthiest corporations and the wealthiest individuals. We can create a country where all people have health care, where all of our people have decent paying jobs, where we are protecting the environment, where we're reversing global warming, where every kid in this country has an excellent educational opportunity regardless of his or her income in his family. We can do those things. But we have to understand that the political struggle is not just 2 weeks before an election, it's 365 days a year. And I know that that's something that many of our unions, I know that that's something that the Vermont Workers Center has been doing an extraordinarily good job on. You've been organizing people. And that's exactly right. I know when we talk about these town meetings on healthcare all over the country, I want to tell you that working with the Vermont Workers Center and other groups, when we had our meetings, the vast majority, not all, but the vast majority of the people who came to these meetings said, yeah, we want healthcare for all people. Yes, healthcare is a human right. Yes, we want a Medicare for all single-payer system. That's the message that we heard. So I just want to thank all of you, Jen and James and all of you who have been active in the Workers Center and in the unions. Keep up the great work, and I look forward to working with you. Thank you very much.